Alright, you delightful human beings, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christina, aka That Writer, and today we're gathered here for more MyGM.
Is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the WWE Women's United States Champion, Natalya.
Like I said, we are gathered here today for more WWE 2K25 MyGM goodness. And it has been a minute. I think my save file said, oh, the last time you were actually in here was like the end of June or something like that, and I actually kind of believe that, to be honest. It's been a minute again. This is the series where we just kind of do a couple episodes at a time at most, and it's been a little bit more sporadic. We've been doing a lot more reaction videos over the last month or so because there's been so much going on. But we might be switching around our schedule soon, just depending on the vibes, depending on what's all going on with the streaming stuff at this point. There's so much to talk about. So, yeah, there's the whole conundrum type situation with ESPN, WWE, Disney. I didn't realize how far deep that this was all going to go. But to give you an idea of like what we're working with over here. So I have 2 monthly subscriptions. I pay for the Hulu Live bundle, which comes with ESPN Plus, Hulu, Disney, and Live TV. And I also pay monthly Netflix. And those are my only 2 monthly subscriptions. I've been paying annual for Peacock up until this point, and I'm just going to do monthly Peacock subscription for like the 5 or 6 months that they have left with WWE, because I'm not paying for an annual subscription again if I'm only going to use it for 4 or 5 months or whatever long, however long it is. So, like, from what I understand, because at least in my situation, and I think this applies maybe for like YouTube TV and a couple other streaming subscriptions, is that like if you have ESPN baked into your like streaming plan already, like a Hulu Live or YouTube TV, then you effectively are going to be getting the new ESPN streaming package, from what it sounds like. I could be entirely wrong, but this is where it gets even crazier. So I effectively have the Hulu Live bundle. I've had it for a couple years now, and I really like it. It has everything that I need in one spot, and I like a lot of different sports. I watch football, I watch college football, I watch college basketball, I watch hockey, I watch NBA. So for me, this is okay for me because I like, getting one. It would be removing one subscription, adding on another, that I'm already kind of into that ecosystem already. But the tricky thing is that with Hulu is going to be discontinued and basically merging into Disney Plus. So it's basically going to be Disney Plus and ESPN together, possibly in a bundle, along with, if you're doing live TV through like Disney at this point. I think from my understanding, the Hulu Live people like me were, I think, going to be merged over to Fubo next year. So, like, I wonder how that's all going to... The prices are going to go up, probably. Like, there's no other way around it. But, I mean, I've been very happy with my Hulu Live bundle. I mean, it's only gone up, I think, once in the 3 years that I've had it or something like that. So, I mean, and even then I was like, okay, a few bucks, it's not too bad. But, I mean, it's an objectively good bundle for me in my situation, and it reduces all the subscriptions that I need. So, if it kind of stays like that, and I'm already in the ecosystem, and I just have to move over to Fubo, then I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. So, I mean, I don't know how it's all going to work out with all these new subscriptions, but, like, it just goes, like, way deeper than that, because NFL and WWE are going to ESPN, effectively. And ESPN is owned by Disney. Disney also owns Disney Plus and Hulu, and they've got a 70% ownership with Fubo. So it's effectively going to be a new trifecta of Fubo Live, from what it's sounding like, Disney Plus, which has Hulu already on there. And they've been migrating Hulu over onto Disney Plus slowly but surely. I've noticed that from time to time. Like, the Hulu app is still going to be a thing until sometime next year, and then it's just all going to go into Disney Plus. So it'll just be Disney and ESPN together with the Hulu catalog on Disney. And then instead of Hulu Live on the Hulu app, it sounds like it's going to be moved over to Fubo Live. So all of these different things that Disney owns, it's insane. There's like a whole image. I mean, this is basically like we basically are in one big like media conglomerate where basically it's like 6 different companies own like basically a lot of the media that we consume here in the US, right? This is my bread and butter. This is where I get nerdy, and I realized we could have done this in a separate video, but I was like, everybody's talking about this already, and I might as well just include it in the video and record some gaming content, because I really miss recording the gaming content. I really have. It's just, we've had so many reaction videos to cover, and I'm doing double duty, which we'll be scaling back on for a little bit coming up in the fall, because I have a lot of stuff coming up in the fall, including actually going to see our stories. And speaking of going to wrestling shows, we'll be going to AEW next week for both Dynamite and Collision. I have never seen an episode of Collision in my entire life, but I'm like, I like going to wrestling shows. So I got like nosebleeds for that, and I think I'm going to be on the floor somewhere for Dynamite. So you might actually find me on Dynamite somewhere. You might be able to find me. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good time. But yeah, the streaming stuff is just so flaky because it's like, okay, Disney, how much more do you really need? Like, you have NFL. You effectively have NBA to a certain extent because, I don't know, it's a whole situation. I don't know if they actually have, they probably have everyone at some point, but yeah, Disney owns a lot of stuff. They just own so much, and now they've got ESPN and their new subscription, which, by the way, it's basically the premium version of ESPN Plus that a lot of us have on our Hulu bundles and stuff. And about the Hulu bundle, too, like, I mean, the credit card that I charged on, I get, like, I think a $7 credit for it. So, I mean, that's nice. It's nice to get a few bucks back on money that you're already spending money on, but it's like, we shouldn't be in an era where we need to really think about, like, or like, we shouldn't be shoehorned into all these different streaming subscriptions, or, like, yeah, I don't really want to buy this streaming subscription or have all these subscriptions. I don't know. I'm very selective about, I could tell you which subscriptions I will be having, effectively, once all this is moved over. I only have 2 monthly subscriptions and 4 annual subscriptions. And, like, it just works out for me that way. And that's still the case with Peacock right now, so effectively I'm going to be getting rid of Peacock and swapping that for an annual PlayStation Essentials or even an extra membership. Because why not? You know, I mean, this is for the channel. I'll have to triple check on the extra price because there's a number of games in the game catalog that I want to like check out. But yeah, I realized we didn't even really get a chance to really talk about MyGM or anything. But I feel like, you know, you got to do the best you can in your own situation. Like, again, do not be, like, putting yourself into a bad situation to, like, keep up with all this stuff. Ticket prices are insane. Subscription. Everything's just so expensive. I feel it. I 100% feel it. I mean, again, like, we've established around here, like, we're just chilling over here, like, somehow making it work in 2025. So, yeah, I mean, I've had so many thoughts on this whole topic, but we had Natalya lose to Roxanne Perez, which basically means that Roxanne's getting a title opportunity in the near future, presumably, by this logic. So we got to see how the rest of the show did. We'll book the next show. I think this is the stretch where we have like weeks 11 through 13. Then next episode will be the go-home show, and then after that will be the premium live event. So we'll have to see what happens moving forward. Again, I know we're yapping a lot over here, but we had a lot to talk about. We still have a lot to talk about, because I could talk about media industries all day if we really want to. And maybe we'll keep this conversation going in the next match, because I just, you know, it's insane with these subscriptions. It is beyond insane to me. Alrighty, look at that. Okay, ECW, what'd you do? Alright, ECW, what'd you do? It looks like we kept up in the... kept up pretty well. That's not too bad. So, we have Chelsea and Piper retaining their tag team titles. Of course, Roxanne defeated Natalya. Shawn Spears won the Fatal 4-Way match over here. And there was also, like, interference from Nick Aldis over here as well to kind of meet one of the promises and that sort of thing. And then we had Seth Rollins in a triple threat match down here at the very bottom. And, of course, we got to keep up with the promos and stuff, so we just kind of kept things moving over here. And that sort of thing. Alrighty. Beautiful. Okay, 23,000 fans. That's good to see. That's good. Almost 24. That's actually not too bad. Okay, 31,000 for NXT. We're not far behind. That's promising. 20. Okay, so we're right up there with Raw. We're keeping up. This is good. And then NXT. ECW is at 30,000. So we kept up pretty well with everybody. So I think we did pretty good this week. All right, we got pre-match physio. Oh yeah, the commissioner goal. That was one of those things, right? Right. So we're still at the very bottom. That includes budgeting and, well, fans. So there's that. Week 12! Alright, we have a few influencers who are eager to help. I'm sure that there's a way you could help each other. Let's partner with a few of them for now. Let's try them out and see how good they are. Yeah, I think that's a fair one. I think that's the fair option. Sounds good. They should bring in at least a small number of new fans. We'll see you next week. Good that I can trust you to keep your word. That's important to me. Great working with you, boss. Okay, hang on here. Okay, so promises and progress. So Grayson Waller wants to run in and attack Seth Rollins, and Bayley wants to be on a show with level 3 effects or better within the next 2 weeks. Do we have that? That we do. So let's go ahead and spend $100,000 on effects. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, so Bayley wants to be on the show, so we'll put her on the card. The commissioner goal, okay, well, I think this might work out to our advantage. But these are the season challenges. We kind of do these kind of right at the beginning or right at the end, or sometimes both. So we have, of course, all this money to spend on promos. We're moving in that direction pretty well, which is fine. And so we're almost at this with our peak efficiency season challenge. Advertising promos are almost there, and then 10 with a training promo, so that's what we've been doing kind of like in here to kind of get all 3 of these and get those power-ups. This will be the one that we really, really want because this will get everyone kind of leveled up a little bit, or somebody leveled up quite a bit too. And then promote 3 superstars to a new rank. So these two kind of go hand in hand a little bit, which is nice. And then, of course, we'll have interference at some point and then spend $1 million on shows. So, I mean, you know, we might not get to that one, but I think the rest of them we can easily get to. So we got $27,000 to make it work, people. So I'm going to go ahead and book the show. We'll be back to go over the card. If anything piques the interest, we'll watch it. But if not, more than likely, we'll just be kind of breezing past this and going to week 13 and that sort of thing. Alrighty, so we're just going to run through the show this week, and then we'll watch something off of next week's episode, set up the card for the go-home show and that sort of thing. So, for the opening matchup, we got Bayley versus Natalya versus Roxanne. Not the most synergetic matchup because of, well, everything has to be just all glowed up pretty much, right? It all has to be in green for it to fully work, but I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Roxanne got the title opportunity from Natalya by pinning Natalya. And Bayley wanted to be on the show because we had the level 3 effects kind of put into the equation, so this all made sense. And we probably could have put Bayley in the main event in hindsight, but it is what it is. Okay, so Bayley versus Roxanne is actually going to be a feud, and we're actually going to make it happen in MyGM. They just, like, completely dropped the ball on that feud. In real life, but we have LA Knight with another promo. I think we were supposed to do a training promo somewhere in there. It is what it is. We'll get to it next week. CM Punk, Austin Theory. I think we have a run-in on Punk, and that's how we met the commissioner goal right there, because Punk's the most popular person on the roster. See, CM Punk is a champion on our show. Tatum Paxley with the advertising promo. We had to throw one of those in there to reach the one of the seasonal challenges. I hate the advertising ones because they drop the popularity so much, but now we got Grayson versus Seth, so that'll be fun. Javon Evans and Eric, they're continuing their feud, which I actually forgot was a thing. Until I was putting the show together. I know. Alright, Asuka versus Lash Legend. This feud's been going on a little bit, so we put them in an Extreme Rules match, just to kind of make things a little interesting. And Asuka wins the title. So we keep that feud going. 3.5 stars. Let's see how we did, and let's see how everybody else did. Oh, man. Okay. Well, we kept up throughout the rest of the show, so yay. Alrighty. Same amount of fans, at least for being consistent, which is great. Go team. Okay, 31,000 for NXT. So we're at about 24 for the week. Raw went up to 33. I swear, I think we have some power-up cards somewhere, power cards. Alright, ECW's at 26, so not bad. We're slowly but surely getting there. Alrighty, we got the commissioner goal for that week, so we got a power-up over there. We need to start using these little power-up card things, so there's that. We got the results. Alrighty, glad it paid off a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, so much better putting on a show with proper effects work. Exactly the kind of thing fans want to see. Alright, beautiful. Cool. So Roxanne's contract is coming up next week. Alrighty. Do not book your most popular available cruiser this week. Well, we might have to. But you can see over here that we've effectively got most of these all covered, which is great. So we'll have these two done in this episode, and then we should be able to get to this one in the next episode, which will be great. We already have two of these Get Schooled ones, so I might use these guys up pretty quickly. Alrighty, who's getting kind of close to the next tier? Dom's been a staple on the show, so I think he deserves to kind of get that nudge up the ladder a little bit. There we go. He's up to 11, so he's at a new rank. And then, okay, no, not Birth. Okay, not Birth of Legends. There. Can I not use another one? Okay, that's fine. So we have like all of these different power-up cards, which is kind of nice. And then, yeah, we'll have special promotion at some point. So I think we're moving in the right direction. Oh, okay, 2 times a season. Okay, we're going to keep Roxanne and Stephanie with this one for sure, because they're in 2 programs. Pat McAfee's just kind of chilling at this point. 2 per season. That way we basically get to keep them through the rest of the season. I think that's pretty reasonable. So we're keeping Roxanne, and then Dom leveled up, so he gets a new perk. So he has False Count Anywhere, and now we'll give him... We'll give him basic stamina, because any sort of stamina we can get, the better. So I'm going to go ahead and book the show, and then we'll jump into a match. How does that sound? I think that sounds pretty good.
The following contest is a Gauntlet Eliminator match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 superstars will start in the ring. At regular intervals, a new superstar enters the match.
Wait, why is there a time then?
Can only occur by pinfall or submission. The match continues until one superstar remains, and that superstar will be declared the winner.
Okay, so I decided to do a Gauntlet Eliminator because I could. Like, there's no other logic behind this. There's literally no other logic behind this. Just know I want to see what happens.
And from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 241 pounds,
Wait for it.
Knight.
There we go. I missed my cue, but the fans clearly didn't. Anyway, yeah, I made a comment because it was like regular intervals. I'm like, well, why does it have a specific time thing there? Oh my goodness, people, we've got so much to talk about. Oh my lord. I'm glad that we have a little bit of a break in between like SummerSlam and Clash in Paris, which Clash in Paris actually won't be too bad because I looked at the calendar and I think that's on the 31st if I remember correctly. Oh boy, I have to triple check. Oh, gotta get the other screen. It's like, how many screens do we got going on? It's a multi-screen experience. I'm pretty sure it's the 31st, right? Yeah, it's on the 31st. So, here's what I did. Well, actually... Okay, well, Dom's coming out next. So, here's the plan, people. Here is the plan. Actually, I need to delete a couple things. Actually, I gotta delete a few things. I almost forgot who the U.S. champion was until, like, just now.
Representing the Judgment Day from San Diego, California.
You go, Dom.
In at 200 pounds, the WWE United States Champion, Dirty Dominik Mysterio.
Oh, Dom. Okay, so like I was about to say, I needed to use up a little bit of time off, and so I'm taking the last 2 Fridays of the month off, effectively. So, basically with Clash in Paris being on the 31st, and it's in Paris, right? So, I need to look this up. What time does Clash in Paris start? So, local time. Eastern time. I need my time zone. What did Google do? Okay, I was like, I ended up on a weird formatting thing, and I'm like, it's supposed to be Eastern time. I mean, okay. Okay, well, actually, okay, so it says that it'll start at 7:30. Okay, that clearly can't be right. They're like, well, it'll be... Okay, so 7:30 local time, so... I should know this because the Olympics were happening in Paris last year, but Andrade's on his way out here now. So, currently when I'm recording this, it's 8:20 at night, and then it's 2:20 in the morning in Paris. So, by default, if the show over in Paris, presumably... When does it start? So, the show time starts at 7:30 local time, which would be 1:30 our time, so by the time that the premium live event starts, it'll be 8 o'clock over there, I think? And then it'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, which means I can go get a little brunch on if I want to. Maybe get a little walk-in, and yes, we got Cole Quinn, everybody! Cole Quinn's on our roster, get excited. I'm turning Cole Quinn heel soon, I think. No shame. But I felt like that made logical sense. Plus, we needed somebody else on the roster, to be honest. But yeah, so with Clash in Paris being at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, over here in my time zone, in the Eastern time zone, I'm like, okay, cool. I can watch the show. Probably get it edited and uploaded stupid late. More than likely, right? But if not, this also works out because the day after here in the States, it's Labor Day, and I actually have Labor Day off. So I'm like, okay, cool. So more than likely, that Friday night before, I probably will not be doing the Smackdown reaction, just simply on that basis. And plus, like... I mean, it'll also depend. I mean, I do like doing the international episodes for, like, the different shows. But yeah, I'm trying to figure this out here. Are they doing a live show, like a live Smackdown, like that like that Friday before? I don't know. No, that one's probably going to be pre-taped too, for all of us. So yeah, no, I might take a couple days off there of doing the main reactions. By default. Or at least I might take off that Friday and then do the one on Labor Day, because it'll be early enough in the day, and I could probably watch it live. So, that's nice. That's nice. And then, of course, we will be live and in person for October 3rd, so I think... More than likely, it'll be pre-taped for that Smackdown reaction on the 29th, so we might not be there for this one. Listen to me actually updating my calendar while I'm recording this episode. That's funny. Alright, well, Andrade just kicked out of the BFT right there. My apologies if it's like a little laggy, because I don't know why it's a little laggy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like bump down the frame rate or something. I don't know what's going on, but it should not be this laggy. Or at least it feels a little laggy. Even the audio's kind of choppy on my end. I'm like, what is this? Anywho, so I thought about it. I was like, maybe we'll do the Smackdown reactions for this week, meaning on the 8th. Again, I don't know when this is going to be uploaded. Probably the 8th, if I had to take a gander. I don't know. I'm not going to even put dates on these things. So I'm going to do the Smackdown reactions for maybe a week, and then maybe I'll take the 15th off of doing the Smackdown reactions, do the 22nd, and then skip the 29th, and maybe we'll do the Raw as it's happening on Labor Day. Because I'm thinking, like, if it's the 6-hour time difference, so I could make it work. Well, LA Knight just pinned the United States Champion. This is interesting. And I say that I might be skipping the 15th because I'm going to both AEW Dynamite and Collision in Cincinnati next week. So, like, I'm probably going to be exhausted. Probably going to be exhausted after that. So, kind of factoring that into the mix, too. So, yeah. That was so bad. I know, it was so bad. Oh, Lord. I'm like updating my calendar as we go along, but here we are, kids. Here we are. Oh, Lord. Okay. No, I don't have another event there. I need to actually pencil in the Monday Night Raw reactions just so that way I can be like, do I feel... It's like, I've been doing them regularly for almost every week now for like a month or two now at least. It's been a couple months, so I might as well just pencil those in, right? Let me see here. Yeah, I'll take next Friday off the Smackdown reactions. This is so exciting. Look at LA Knight clearing house. Just eliminated Andrade now. Oh, I think he might have Cole Quinn now. Look at LA Knight clearing house. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so don't y'all worry. I'm setting up a new calendar thing for myself. Yeah. I think they were a little behind. I think I was on point for once. That doesn't happen. I know we were going to talk about more about the streaming subscription nonsense, but I think we covered a lot of ground, right? See? Yep. There we go. All right. I'm going to make this purple, I think. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. I'm like I'm a little distracted. Okay. I got to pencil this in on the calendar now. I love this for me. Okay. I gotta repeat every week until further notice, because just, yeah. Weekly on Monday. Is it penciled in properly? It is penciled in properly. So I guess on this video, we unintentionally decided to just switch teams for a little bit. I'm trying to get to October on the Smackdown reactions because that'll be our 3-year anniversary. And I've joked about doing reactions until I'm 30, which is next year, but I think hitting 3 years on the Smackdown reactions is a pretty good track record nonetheless. And maybe we'll get to 30 with Monday Night Raw. I don't know. I turn 30 next May. I am a determined noodle over here. But LA Knight basically steamrolled through everybody in the Eliminator Gauntlet, so I think he's more than earned a title opportunity against Dominik Mysterio. So let's see how we did, let's see how everybody else did, and then we'll go from there, book the go-home show and that sort of thing. Good booking! Okay, oh my god, what is Monday Night Raw doing? What are they doing over there? But yeah, so we've got Andrade and Cole Quinn in a feud now. I mean, we were going to turn Cole Quinn heel anyway, so, I mean, this all works. Bayley defeated Tatum Paxley. We got Natalya defeating Roxanne and Asuka, and of course we had the run-in right there from Lash Legend. We had Punk and Seth versus AJ and Shawn Spears, so that little feud's continuing as well. And then, of course, the whole feud with Seth and Grayson Waller, that's also bubbling as well, and we got our promos in, so that's exciting. Alrighty, 31,000, but that's because we used our one of our little power-up things to retain the fans this week, so that's always a good thing. So we got about 32,000, so that's always nice. Alrighty, 23 for NXT, 32 for Raw, so we're keeping up, which is great. And then 24,000 for BCW. So this was a good week to use it. Look at that, complete 5 challenges this season. Okay, we earned the power card by completing the seasonal challenge tune-in. And then challenge peak efficiency. So Vito Star. Love that for us. Look at us in first place! We're not first place in the budget category, but we're first place because we got the Hall of Fame trophy. Our first one. Look at that. Week 14. Yeah, I would agree, Triple H. I would agree. Okay. 100,000. We do not have that. I mean, what happens if we press this one? That's it. Okay, perfect. Okay, I mean, you literally have been carrying the brand, Dom. I mean, we kind of cooked ourselves right there, but I think that's fine. So with the season challenges, again, the only one that we really have left is the training promo. We'll get this one, and that'll be a huge help. And then we'll still continue to, like, get the Blood, Sweat, and Tears one. I think that one's going to work out pretty well. So let's see if we can get anybody to a new rank this week, because I feel like we have at least one more. Yep, there we go. So we're going to use up some of these, I think. which will be a huge help. So get schooled. Well, I think we used one on Dom, so let's go ahead and give. Do we want to give Stephanie one, or do we want to give Roxanne one? I think let's give Roxanne one. So she's up to 11, so she leveled up, which is great. So we got to go to manage roster. We'll go to Roxanne Perez. We'll give her basic injury because we don't need any injuries. So I think we're doing okay over there. And then can we use the other one? I feel like we can, right? Okay, so somebody that is just right there. Do we have anybody like that on the roster? I don't know. Or at least get them closer. That might work. Let's just do Lash Legend. I think that'll work, right? Right. At least get her a little bit closer. There we go. That helped her out a little bit. So we're getting closer with that challenge, and I think what we'll do is that we'll go ahead and book the show, we'll go through the card, and then we'll watch a couple matches on the go-home show, book the PLE. It should be Bash in Berlin, so we'll see what happens with that, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so we've got ourselves a go-home show. Not the most exciting thing, but we don't have the money because, well, we gave it to Dom. That's basically what happened. We gave the money to Dom because he's kind of holding down the fort right now, to say the least. But we've got Asuka defending the Women's Championship against Lash Legend, and that feud's just pretty much culminating right there, level 4. Bayley versus Roxanne Perez, that one's at level 1. Still want to put it on the card because something's better than nothing, right? We have a triple threat match with Javon Evans, Eric, and Andrade, just to kind of put more people on the card. And then I was going to turn Cole Quinn, but I needed to free up some wiggle room down here in the main event. But we have Dominik Mysterio versus LA Knight. Again, like I know the feud's on cooldown technically, but we had to fit something on this card here, so I kind of went with that. And then, of course, we have the steel cage match in the main event between CM Punk and AJ Styles. So I think that's going to be a really exciting matchup, to say the least. We met the commissioner goal with resting the tag team champions this week on the men's side of things. And yeah, so we're on track to getting these promos and everything else. I feel like we'll probably get this one first, and then the next episode we'll get the training promo probably. So there's that. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode of MyGM down in the comments down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell button so that you get notifications around here, and that sort of thing. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one.